To win the Betway Premiership this season, teams who are leading the log will have to play attacking football. Now, Orlando Pirates, they have overcome Richards Bay by beating them 2-0, and that takes them top of the log ahead of Mamelodi Sundowns on a goal difference. Now, attacking football, it has a few layers. It firstly goes down to management, signing the correct players, and the players being taught the correct play, and the players being able to implement the right tactics that are being asked by the coach. Now, firstly, management of the Orlando Pirates, we know that from the beginning of the season, they have looked for attacking players who are looking to add numbers up front when Orlando Pirates are in trouble and when they are leading goals. Now, going into the game, from the onset, we've seen the Orlando Pirates, they start off with 4 in the back, 3 in the middle, and 3 up front. But from what I've been able to pick up from the Orlando Pirates is that even though they are starting out with 4 at the back, initially when the ball gets started from Uchayine, is that they've only got 2 centre backs, Zabo, Inusibisi, as well as Usiema, who are supported by the 2 centre mids, Umbata, as well as Makaula. And then there are 2 full backs. They are joining midfielders as well as the attacking players. So from the onset, it means that the Orlando Pirates have a numerical advantage going forward. And then even when they start player, what I've realized is they do not really look to play the long ball immediately. You'd see the ball come to the one of the centre backs, either through Siema will either give it to Mbata, who's obviously the one who's more available between himself as well as Umakaula. Once he avails himself, he always looks the ball either to the overlapping run from Uhoto or either Usibilibili. Now, in the early stages of the game, we saw that approach from the Orlando Pirates meant that they were able to penetrate Richards Bay from the onset, and Richards Bay getting lucky. But what I've also picked up from that formation is that because there's overlapping play from the Orlando Pirates, it means that Urele Mufukeng, who is ahead of midfielders, as well as Utito Maswangai, are also in the midfield. So it creates a 3 block of 2s. So you have 2 centre backs, 2 central defensive mids, and then you've got 2 attacking mids, meaning that at most times the Orlando Pirates are going to have in numbers going forward. Also, what I also picked up for the Orlando Pirates, they're not looking to play the ball too many touches. It's only 1-2 touches from the back line into midfield, and then they're looking immediately to join attacking players. From Richards Bay's side, what I picked up from their side is that they were not really looking, they did not really have much of equality. From what I picked up is that they started with 4 at the back, but every time Orlando Pirates players attack them, they would have 3 central midfielders, Zabo, defending on top of defenders, meaning that the space between defenders as well as midfielders was not much. So every time Richards Bay would win the ball, they would pump the ball forward either to their striker to hold the ball up, but every time he would be asked to hold the ball up, there would be no one who would be supporting him, and that is why we saw that the Orlando Pirates was able to overturn the ball quickly once Richards Bay got the ball. Also, I saw Richards Bay on the few times they tried to attack the Orlando Pirates on the left side, where on the left side where Usibilibili, or on the right side where Usibilibili was playing, but Usibilibili was able to recover, great recovery from Usibilibili as he was operating on that line. Fortunately for Orlando Pirates, because of the quality players that they have, we saw the interplay, what we've been asking for most of what Orlando Pirates has been doing most of the time, is that once they're able to get the interplay, whereby we saw a ball come from the center of the park, the ball went wide to Rele, because they got the ability to interplay. Rele moves wide. Usibilibili, because he's overlapping, really finds Usibilibili, and Usibilibili plays the ball into E45 for Apolis, who finishes the ball. Now, that is the classic Orlando Pirates goal, and that is what you want to see from Orlando Pirates. Want to see midfielder Zabo joining attacker Zabo, and attacker Zabo running off the ball and creating space for one another, because at times you do not necessarily need to take a man one-on-one, but you are able to create a space by just creating an option by running into his space, and that is why Orlando Pirates was able to create a goal. And then also I see Orlando Pirates, they started with Mbuthuma up front. Mbuthuma, he got a few opportunities in the first half of the game, but because of Mbuthuma, I'm not sure it's because his development where he was not really scoring as many goals, because I realized that he's on 4 goals and last season he scored five goals. But if you want to play for Orlando Pirates, I believe that it's got to be more ruthless, because the Orlando Pirates, they are creating chances for Mbuthuma, but every time Mbuthuma is not able to convert a chance. Because I saw in the first half there was a great ball that was played through Urile Mufuke. He received the ball correctly into space, but because the defender closed him down, he was just supposed to close the ball down, take an extra touch because you're already in the box, take an extra touch, be more calm in the box, and then you pick your spot. Because Orlando Pirates, as I was saying, they are able to join into Elasted. Also, I want to credit to Uhoto in the first half for Orlando Pirates, because we saw Uhoto, he was able to join Orlando Pirates because Sibilibili, as much as he was creating opportunities for Orlando Pirates on the right hand side, Uhoto was also creating a lot of problems for Richards Bay on the left hand side, and he was bringing a lot of the balls into box for Orlando Pirates. Going into halftime, Orlando Pirates, it was 1-0. Coming out of the second half, obviously for Orlando Pirates, they were looking to dominate the second half as well. Because remember now, they at this point they are currently tied with Mamelodi Sundowns. In the second half, I saw that Orlando Pirates, they tried to push forward in the early chances. Again, Uhoto, he was able to create a chance for Mbuthuma, but because Mbuthuma, he was in front of the goal. Instead of being between the 2 goalposts, where he was where he's supposed to be between the goals, he was in front of the ball. When Uhoto played that ball for him, he shot the ball, and he missed the ball because he was in front of the goal. Also, the second ball I saw, there was another ball played for Mbuthuma right into E45 by Umuremi. And that is why I believe that if you are going to play in that area for the Orlando Pirates, you will have to convert more for the Orlando Pirates, because I do not believe that it's good enough if he's going to just score 3 or 4 goals. And, more especially that the Orlando Pirates, they are looking for a league. Fortunately enough for Richards Bay, I saw that Ginger, coach for Richards Bay, he was able to bring on Knox Mutizwa, and me, I do not understand why would Richards Bay, they would keep someone like Mutizwa, knowing that Mutizwa is very dynamic when he is able to come on, and he's able to create a lot of opportunities for the team that he plays for. Because we saw that as soon as he came on, Orlando Pirates were on the back foot, and there was a lot of pressure applied. We saw a ball that was played through Usibisi. Usibisi, I've been saying this, Usibisi is suspect. Usibisi, every time, when there's a bit of pressure that is being applied to him, when he's being attacked, Usibisi, he makes too many mistakes for me, more especially this late in the season. As a senior player, I do not believe that he should be making this many mistakes, because I believe it was Ukumalu, number 77 for Richards Bay. He got an opportunity late into the game and facing one-on-one with Uchayine, but instead of, because he was not confident enough to take a opportunity, he rather chose to play the ball for Knox Mutizwa, but Usiema was able to get in the way. All I'm saying is that had it been a different team, they were going to punish Orlando Pirates, because CBC cannot afford to give the ball away in that area. If you do not know what to do with the ball, get rid of the ball. Or the Orlando Pirates, they will need to get someone else in for UCBC, because it's still going to cost them in this season. Orlando Pirates, for them, they got a penalty late in the game. On my side, I do not believe that is a penalty. I do not believe good a penalty there, because Umoremi, all that he did, he got in between the defender and the ball, but the defender did not make any contact with Umoremi. I would like to appeal to referees this late in the season is that they should not decide the PSL. Let the games play out the way they're supposed to be. Let the correct teams win. Let's not decide the league on penalties. Also today, I want to credit Orilemo Fugeng in the way that he played the number 10 role, in that he made himself available many of the time, and many of the time that when he got the ball, he was able to pass the ball forward and making opportunities for the guys who are running onto the ball. It's either Usibilibili or it was either Uhoto. Also, I want to credit Umbata, the way he dictates the game for Orlando Pirates, is that since Umbata has come on, Orlando Pirates, they are more fluid from what I picked up. They are able to get the ball quicker from defense and into attack. And the Orlando Pirates do not lose the ball as much. There are not as many unforced errors from the Orlando Pirates, because you must look that as soon as Umbata gets the ball, he looks for Orilemo Fugeng, and Orilemo Fugeng, as I said, is looking to engage the guys who are on that overlapping run. The penalty, credit to Umakhoba for being able to convert a penalty, because it is that very penalty that takes Orlando Pirates to the top of the log, 20 games into the season and 10 games of a season. For Orlando Pirates, I would like to credit them for pushing the league as far as they've been able to push the league. But I would like to say that if they want to get more results and win the game more convincingly, they need to make sure that at the back they do not allow the teams to get pegged. Because I believe that there was a time in the game that Richards Bay were getting back into the game, but because Richards Bay, they do not have the correct quality, they were not able to convert those chances. Orlando Pirates, they are top of the log with a goal difference, and it is all to play for with 10 league games to play this season in the Betway Premiership. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thank you.